Good morning, and thanks for joining us on AccuWeather Early. I'm Melissa Constanzer.
I'm Ariella Scalese. It is Tuesday, October 15th, and here's what we're covering for you this morning.
It's a feel-good Tuesday. I'm going to call it right now.
All right.
Getting outside, though, it might require a few extra layers. As we look across the country this morning, you can see where the action is in the northeastern corner.
I couldn't get enough layers on yesterday. I started with like a sweater, and then I just put like a light jacket, and then I had like a thick coat on top. It was just like I kept layering on.
Did you take your son outside?
Yes, of course. Milo wanted to play outside, and he wanted no jacket. I was like, that's fine. You understand? You know, it's chilly outside.
My 4-year-old, he went out, and he was convinced. He's like, I'm going to eat ice cream outside.
Love it.
In a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It only took about 1 minute, and he's like, Mom, I do want that coat.
I do want that coat. Well, at least he decided on that. But yeah, through the Northeast, you'll want to check out the real field temperatures, because that was the real kind of game changer yesterday with the wind, with the clouds, and we still have plenty of cloud coverage. Even a little thunderstorm across parts of southern Ohio.
That cool air has made a difference, too, in parts of the southeast, so we'll be discussing that. And the west, still the ridge holding on, but there's some big changes. Carolina, again, a lot of that confined to those western North Carolina mountains there, and those areas, this number has been slow to come down because we have seen, we have seen that it's such a challenge to get to some of those spots with the power outages. Meanwhile, across Florida, we do have still quite a few customers without power. That's down, though, by more than 3 million, because we had 3.5 million the height of post some impacts here for some of the recovery efforts. I do want to take you to the tropics because we're watching a couple of different things. We do have that area of concern in the Caribbean. Most likely, if this forms, it works its way towards Central America, so I don't think it's a big U.S. concern. And we have a tropical rainstorm out there. This will be pushing its way towards the islands in time as a tropical storm by Thursday into Friday. It'll have impacts with most of November.
Yeah, definitely a chill out there. We've been seeing some of those
pretty good for most locations, so that's some great news here. As you go towards Chicago, we do have some minor delays. Ariella was already pointing out this morning how we do have that moisture in the area, so expect those challenges. But off towards the east is still fairly quiet. We do have, though, some... Good morning. Thanks for joining us on AccuWeather Early. I'm Melissa Constanzer.
I'm Ariella Scalese on this Tuesday, October 15th, almost kind of the halfway point of the month. But there's 31 days in October, so...
Yeah, 16 days till Halloween.
Yeah. And someone's more excited than others here.
You know, I generally, like you, I don't love Halloween, but my son is so into it. It is his favorite holiday. I've tried to be more supportive about it. I don't really understand why, but I try to be. He doesn't like scary things either, so I'm like, why is this your favorite holiday?
And that's why I don't like Halloween. I have an interesting relationship with the song The Monster Mash, so it's just, I don't know, brings back scary memories of my childhood, I think.
Fair enough. Well, let's get you started out the door this morning with a quick look at the forecast across the country, where we have seen a November feel. It almost feels like Halloween out there in some spots, and a little spooky with the clouds and the moisture in the air.
And I mean, I haven't talked to long-range experts or Longbird, but I'm sure then by Halloween, right, it's going to be like in the 80s with like record heat, because that's sometimes just how it works, right?
Just depends.
Which is so hard to plan the costume around that. Regardless, though, dress for some of it feeling like the 20s out there this morning. You want to check out those AccuWeather real field temperatures, plus even minute cast here, because we've got plenty of moisture around the Great Lakes and into the Northeast.
Dry, though, across the south. For Texas, it means still a little bit more heat. For those across Florida, though, we've gotten at least some drier air working in, so recovery efforts are helped out by that.
The map is pretty funny the way it's split here. You can see a huge area of this green representing highs in the 50s, and then you have a stark difference here. Still plenty of 90s across Texas.
There will be some impacts there for those still recovering from Helene, which you can see North Carolina is still more than 12,000 customers without power. We head to Florida, 100,000 customers without power. Here, almost 180, I should say, with 1,000 customers without power. That number came down quite quickly, I think, throughout the weekend. By the time we started off yesterday, it was down by more than 3 million, and so we have seen those numbers fall off. Lots of linemen still working on this area through Florida. One of the things that if you do want to help out for the resources and the relief for Hurricane Milton, you can see some of the different ways you can do that. Florida Disaster Fund is one of those ways. We also have the North Carolina Disaster Fund, too, and that would be a way you can help out for some of those victims from Hurricane Helene, too, and the historic flooding that took. We still need to make sure that we note them. First up, we do have a new tropical rainstorm we're identifying, but I also want to show you this other area here. There is some potential, about a 50-50 shot, that we could see something develop off of a cluster of showers and thunderstorms, what we call a gyre there in the western Caribbean. If we see anything form from that, it probably shoves towards Central America. So it's not going to be a huge factor for us, I think, as far as
The rain rules to fly in the morning. If flight's looking okay.
Yeah, always in the morning. You know Bernie's rules here.
He has owned that rule, but I think anybody would agree.
I was going to say, I feel like it's common knowledge, but green lights here for the morning as we talk about them. Flight canceling, back to AccuWeather early, and thanks for watching on a Tuesday morning. Many of us headed out the door for the second day of the week, which always feels harder than the first day of the week to me.
Yeah. I typically hate Tuesdays, which most people who watch probably know at this point. Spoiler alert, I have a 4-day week, so it's kind of feeling like my Wednesday, and I'm in a spectacular mood, which is a surprise to everybody.
As she I'm at the end of a 7-day week,
Melissa's
so
been working
I
like
don't even know.
nonstop, yes.
All right, well, for those of you that maybe it's still your weekend, for those of you that are just kind of getting through the daily grind, we're here for you. We
got some space news here. First, relentless heat wave. I feel like I got to use another word other than heat wave. I feel like heat wave is normally a couple days. This was a couple weeks here, 3 weeks in a row that we had temperatures at or breaking records here. And yesterday, another day, 103 degrees in Phoenix. The exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, it's still hot today and tomorrow, but at least we're out of the triple digits. And then we start to see the lower 90s by Thursday, back closer to the historical average. And then with some showers and thunderstorms moving in, temperatures early into the 70s on Friday and cooler as we head into the day on Saturday. And then we'll slowly start to warm back up, but a big pattern change on the way for Phoenix. And a pattern change on the way, too, for Texas, which will be nice. Now, you look across, say, North Texas, Oklahoma, some areas of showers across South Texas, but it brings us a drier air mass here, lower humidity, and significantly cooler temperatures as well. This map shows the 24-hour temperature difference. So the lighter blue on the outside is where temperatures will be 10 to 15 degrees lower Wednesday afternoon compared to Tuesday afternoon, and the darker blue from Lubbock to Dallas to Houston. These are areas that will see a 15 to 20 degree temperature difference in 24 hours.